Greetings internets, Thinker2112 here at 0946 Eastern Standard Time on Saturday the 10th of December 2011. What do we want now? When do we want it? Brains! Let's play Plants vs. Zombies. Okay, here's the iZombie Endless. This is a very enjoyable challenge, I find. It's also a pretty good way to make money. This is the same idea as Vasebreaker, just play until you lose, except this time it's iZombie. Okay, I think I'm going to start out with an imp here, collect some sun, and hope that the starfruit doesn't nail him. And it didn't. Okay. There's this magnet room here, which is going to be annoying. I think I'll just yoink it. Now, unlike in the Vasebreaker Endless, where you can just, it'll look like everything's going along fine, and then you may just lose suddenly. In iZombie Endless, it's more like, I guess I think of it more of being, like a boss fight in the Metroid Prime series. You do not win or lose instantly. It's like, you'll make some mistakes and that won't be the end, and you'll make some really good moves and that won't be the end either. Of course, there will be no end on the good side in this case, but what I'm trying to say is you'll have some good levels and some bad levels. And how they, it will take a while for them to go one way or the other. And whether something's good or bad depends on how much sun you use to accomplish the objective of eating all the brains. I got really, really, really lucky with that kernel bolt. It must have gone like 20 or 30 times without shooting butter once. And like I said, I think they shoot butter about every 1 in 4 times on average. So that was statistically very unlikely. Okay, Digger Zombie will be most effective here, because nothing can really... Oh wait, there is that starfruit. That could be a problem. I just hope he eats those things in back quickly. Digger zombies have a few more hit points than normal zombies. They have 15 rather than 10. Well, he'll at least eat the chomper. Then I can just use a more conventional zombie to... Yeah, okay, now I can just use a conehead and he should get through. Unlike, say, a starfruit or some other types of plants, a 3-peater can't hit the zombies with more shots. Can't hit a zombie with more shots just because the zombie is close. It'll only hit any given zombie with 1 shot at a time. Now, there is a split pea here, but I'm going to use a Digger Zombie anyway, because when the split pea is right in the back, it won't be enough to kill the Digger. Yeah, it'll start shooting now. But Digger Zombie will eat it before it can kill the thing. Okay, I'm not going to use an imp here because there are 2 spikeweeds. So, yeah, it would survive this one, but it would get killed on this one. So instead of doing that and not eating the brain, I'm going to use a conehead zombie. And a torchwood alone can't do any damage, so I just set the imp there. Okay, 1 more brain to eat. Just send an imp here because the squash would have squashed anything. Do I try to... I'm not sure a conehead will survive. I'll play it safe and go with the buckethead. Because that's really the essential strategy choice you face in these iZombie levels. Do you go with the more expensive zombie, assure yourself of having to spend a certain amount of sun, but not risk spending more than that. Or at least minimize the risk of spending more than that. Or do you go with the cheaper zombies, with the possibility of, you know, spending a lot less sun, but also risking that you'll spend more of it. I'm recording at a higher resolution. I'm seeing if the computer can handle it. In particular, I'm seeing if my computer can handle it without the audio skipping after, you know, 40 minutes or so. Now note that there's an umbrella leaf here. I had him steal the magnet shroom because the umbrella leaf is not next to the magnet shroom, but if the umbrella leaf had been here instead, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Keep that in mind before you drop a bungee zombie. Okay, this row has a 3-peater, so I'm going to take care of that. And this row will be a nightmare to get through forwards, so I'll just send the digger zombie through it backwards. Conehead can survive this, though. Yeah, this level shouldn't be too tough after I... Can a Buckethead get through that? You have to be really good at the math here. Or at least know things intuitively if you're not a math person. I guess either way works. Oh, I hope that guy survives. Yeah, he'll survive. Keep in mind, Spikeweed will also damage zombies when they're eating brains. But I think the imp is small enough that it can get past the Spikeweed. Like when it's eating a brain, the Spikeweed won't still be hitting it. I could try a... Oh, there's no point in sending in a football zombie, because that would cost the same as a digger plus an imp. And I'm sure that that the digger plus the imp would work, and I'm not sure that the football zombie would work. Here I can probably make do with the Buckethead, but you see, these things, I don't like kernel pulps in iZombie because they added randomness factor into it. In the first 2 levels of the Endless iZombie, they will give you lots of sunflowers. That doesn't mean you should feel free to spend whatever sun you want, because you're going to get a lot less sun in the later levels. Therefore, you should gather as much sun as possible and try to spend as little as possible, because you will not get this much sun after the first 2 levels. I have 1,425 right now. That's a pretty good amount. I don't think I could have gotten much more. And, I mean, overall there's an element of chance in these, because you don't, what am I saying? The plants won't be in the same arrangements all the time. In fact, and there will be several types of levels you'll see. Like, this level is almost all various pea shooters. You know, the varieties of pea shooters. There are no magnet shrooms here, so I can just use whatever Bucketheads and football zombies I want. I could also use diggers, but there's split peas. There are split peas in every row but 1. Although here, okay, yeah, I can use a digger on that row. That'll work. Snow peas at the back of rows will do a lot more to hinder your zombies than snow peas at the front of rows. Because, like, if I send a zombie in here, it'll get frozen only for a little while. Once it's eaten that snow pea, it'll be frozen for a few more seconds, and then it'll go back to full speed. I did not think that zombie would get so close to dying. How do I get this one? This could be tough. Football zombies are good for dealing with situations where you have to, where there's no way around getting frozen. I may use, yeah, I'm gonna use one. Okay, you see here, in these rows, this is where things get... Or, you know what? This might be a good time for a dancing zombie. Because I don't think there's any way I could get through those 2 lanes for less than 350 sun. So, I'm gonna do it. And hope that one of the... Crap. Okay, I may send someone in to eat that sunflower, because... Like I've said, you need all the sun you can get. But I'll wait until after they've hopefully... Well, it looks like they're not going to eat any of the snow peas. Okay, now the question is, can I get to this sunflower for less than 200 sun? Because if I can't, it's not worth it. You see, this is complicated. It's a lot of strategy. Oh, please don't tell me that... Okay, good. I'd said that they never missed an opportunity to eat a brain. I really hoped I was right there, and I was. Alright, I'm just gonna... I mean, this seems like a big waste of sun, but... I don't think there's any other way I'm gonna get to the sunflower. And remember, each sunflower is 200 sun, so this is a net gain here. Compared to not getting to the sunflower. I think a football zombie should survive this. I'm not sure, though. He'll be taking 4 damage, plus getting frozen at the beginning, but it's pretty fast. So let's hope my judgment is correct here. Now, if it looks like a zombie is going to get killed, it's a good idea to send in another zombie before that zombie gets killed. Because then the zombie that's going to get killed will act as a shield for the later one. The later one will have taken fewer hits by the time it's getting on. And I calculated that correctly. I actually gained sun in that level. By the way, you get a diamond every 3 levels on iZombie Endless, so it's a potential pretty substantial moneymaker. Okay, fair number of instant death plants here. But not a great candidate for dancing zombies, because there's this puff shroom here, so the instant death plants are in these 3 lanes. I would have to, which means that I would send it here, except that there's a puff shroom here and there's a 3-peater there, and those will both hit the dancing zombie, the leader, so don't want to do that. This looks like a good first row to get rid of, or at least attack. Conehead should be able to eat that snow pea, and then he won't take any damage until the spikeweed, which means magnet shroom will be toast. Might even get to the... Actually, you might even get to the end of the row. Because it'll just be the spikeweed and the starfruit. Since these levels take longer than Vasebreaker levels, almost 15 minutes into the session and am in the beginning of the 4th level. Since that's the case, I may actually not get to the end of this session. If I don't, then I will continue it next session. If I do, and I still have some time left over, I will start the survival levels. Oh, and it doesn't matter if a zombie gets killed after it eats the brain, because You don't need it to survive, you just need it to eat the brain. Okay. Digger would be good here. Note that I could have done that, I actually could have done that right at first, because it would have been out of range of the magnet shroom anyway. Now, I'm being very deliberate in these stages, but there are some times where it will be to your advantage to get a bunch of zombies out quickly, like at the same time. And you won't always have the luxury of taking as much time as you want. Imp here to get chomped. Then Conehead to make it to the potato mine. And of course get rid of the torch wood as well. Huh, he didn't have as many hit points to spare as I thought he would. Okay. I want to put an imp to get to the squash, but he's not going to get to the squash because the mushroom won't get him. So Conehead it is. No more plants left that attack multiple lanes. So I'm good on that. On that front. I hope a Conehead can survive here. Also keep in mind with mushrooms, the fact that their range is limited. Okay, imp to finish off this row. Oh, I may have miscalculated here. I think I did. Oh, almost gonna make it, but not quite. Alright, I'll need another Conehead here. Could have gotten that more cheaply by using a bucket head, but I wanted to get it too cheaply. I think a football zombie could make it, but I'm not sure, so again I'll go with the digger or the imp because I am sure that they'll make it and they cost the same together as a football zombie. It's all about saving sun in this case. That's really all that the iZombie Endless thing is. You need to be able to accomplish your objective in the lowest amount of sun possible. Because sun is a scarce resource. Far scarcer than it is, say, outside my window right now, where it is a beautiful day here. I always like the sunset at this time of year where I live, because in the summer it goes behind some houses like a good amount of time before it sets, like an hour or so. But at this time of year, like November to January or so, the only thing, you know, it's just behind trees, and of course the trees don't have leaves on them now, so as a result, you can really see it well.